So I don't know about you, but I think I'm officially done with battle passes, and here's a video on why. So it seems like every single online multiplayer game has them, or at least multiple at the same time, and you're constantly bombarded by them when you log on to these games. They're always showing you what kind of FOMO reward you're missing out on, or your daily missions for more battle pass XP. Granted, some battle passes are worse or better than others, but I'm just getting tired of feeling like I need to play XYZ game to fill out missions for rewards I couldn't really care less about for the most part, just to get to the good stuff. So I will admit that battle passes in its early conception in the likes of Fortnite were in my opinion actually a great way to monetize a free game. But these days, modern companies never caught on to what made them good in the first place, and these days players just continue to buy into these shitty ones, so what's the point in making them better anyway? It just feels like every game wants your full attention, so it's impossible to finish multiple passes, at least while also having fun or enjoying the time you're playing with them, because you're constantly thinking about which mission or pass will expire first. I feel like most are just filled with junk rewards to keep you locked into the game to avoid FOMO. However, some battle passes alleviated this at least by allowing you currency so you can pick which reward you want, such as Helldivers and Marvel Rivals. But I feel like just in general now there is a lack of interesting rewards for just playing these games. Now, battle passes are your reward for playing the game, but nothing is unique from anyone else anymore, since everyone obtains the pass rewards at the exact same rate. And as time goes on, companies have started to put the best rewards at the end of the pass, while also nerfing the XP gained from all sources to up engagement to prevent players leaving to play something else. Cause how dare gamers play games, plural. And if you don't play every single day, you have to spend hours grinding the XP you missed from those missions. Not only that, but I feel like you're also forced to play a certain way and not the way you want to play, which isn't fun. So now I know people will just defend battle passes saying you don't have to buy them or they're only $10 usually, which is a low cost for buying something in games these days. However, they never mention how they require you to pay with hundreds of hours of your time instead. Paid skips exist, sure, but are insanely overpriced and prey on whales who want shiny things now, or people who are so desperate they don't want to miss out on completing the pass at the end. And that's because gaming companies are just greedy as hell. Games these days have not only battle passes, but also paid DLC, expansions, microtransaction store, and also an expensive box price. Looking at you, Diablo 4. I also hate how everything comes back to the battle pass, such as literally removing player levels in Overwatch 2 just to feature the battle pass levels instead. And after all that, the best looking skins are held back to be sold in the shop anyway for premium prices. Anyway, not to sound like a boomer, but back in my day, games used to just reward you for playing their game, but nowadays they expect you to buy into the privilege of playing their game, and usually not in the ways you want to play either. Nowadays, it feels like all these companies have put battle passes into their games to be intentionally grindy, and as a means to show their investors their monthly active users. But what's important is those numbers will never depict if anyone's actually having fun, especially when you're almost forced to play the way they want you to, by giving the most XP to completing certain missions, such as play tank, block damage. Which brings me to my experience with Overwatch 2. So battle passes are never something I initially liked, but I finally gave it a try when it came to Overwatch 2 with Season 1. And then again with Marvel Rivals. The first rendition of Overwatch's battle pass was probably the worst battle pass I've ever seen. And today they've gotten a bit better, but they're still filled with nonsense like sprays, icons, and souvenirs no one ever uses or cares about. Again, I've seen like 2 or 3 people ever use these souvenirs. But still, the worst offense is how each battle pass has a theme of which 2 skins will probably be on theme, and then the rest in the theme will be in the store. Because of course they would be. After playing Marvel Rivals, I was naive enough to think I could stockpile my missions and come back later to finish them over a week or two in Overwatch. And now I do have problems with Rivals Pass 2, like needing to buy or collect enough points to complete each page to move on to the next, and by their egregious time gating with their missions at the start of each season to limit players from earning too much too quickly. However, at least you can come back to the game after a few weeks or months even, and have the opportunity to catch up with their season-long missions, which are quite easy to finish after a couple games. Taking this back to Overwatch, however, although they've finally added a system that stockpiles missions over the weeks you might have missed, catching up is almost impossible. Not only that, you have to play in their specific ways based on the missions to get the most XP possible, which meant that I couldn't play my favorite heroes because I was just there to catch up with my pass in the first place. Other missions such as queue for all roles wouldn't work in some modes that I like to play. And when I did do those missions, of course I was forced to just play tank in the 5v5 format that I hated to play. Then after finally getting these missions done and being rewarded with my massive 20k XP, I saw that it only gave me 3.5 levels, and I had to repeat the process all over again. I had to play another 30 games, play more heroes I don't like to play, and all for what? I had to repeat this process all over again for maybe another 7 or 8 times, and after I saw that, I just quit. I wasn't having fun with the game, and I couldn't even play the heroes I wanted to play either. And so I just gave up. There's no chance I grind enough XP to get the stuff I want from the pass, and I don't regret playing all those other games I have over the past few months over grinding this pass. After this experience, I'm definitely not going to buy into another battle pass, at least not one like Overwatch 2's unforgiving catch-up system. I think I'm just done. So I can see if you are someone who is loyal to maybe 1 or 2 games, this probably isn't an issue for you at all, and probably something you enjoy even. However, for people like me who play many types of games and genres, it personally feels like my games have been gutted for content that I'll never touch. I feel like I would be more open to them if they weren't a ticking time bomb and instead something I could come back and complete at a later date. It's digital goods after all, it's not like they're going to expire or run out. But that's the point, right? For people like me, it's hard to get excited for new online games now because all the hype gets drowned out about how bad the monetization will be, and all of the efforts in-game will be redirecting you to see your progress in the battle pass. I do think I'm not alone in feeling the fatigue of every game having a battle pass that requires hundreds of hours of participation. In the future, I do think that eventually there will be some new fresh way to monetize games, and personally I don't have a clue of what that could be. But I'll be happy to be done with battle passes the way they are done today. At the end of the day, games should be fun to play, not require FOMO tactics to keep you engaged. And I long for games that I used to love growing up. And that's the end of my rant. Do you feel the same? Are you also tired of battle passes? Or maybe you even enjoy battle passes and can think I'm completely insane? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe, it really means a lot. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks guys! Bye!